Real ID 2.0, I mean, it was stated that it is for safety, but is it a Trojan horse just waiting to attack? Let's discuss. Hi there, my name is Jenny Maaya. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, take some time out and subscribe. You subscribe? Okay, thank you so much. Let's move on. Now, when the Real ID was introduced, I actually covered that video and it did really well, and I was just like, okay, people want to hear more about this, so I said, you know what, I'll do more research for you guys and bring it here. So we're seeing that the Real ID has already been introduced and it's been passed and people have been getting their Real IDs, but what's going to come after the Real ID? Like, what's the true essence of it? It's cool to just say go ahead and get a Real ID, but it's just like, why do they need a Real ID? Why do they need to monitor you and whatever it is that you're doing? So I want you guys to watch these clips and sort of get an understanding of what's going to come, what's going to happen, and I hope that you can learn from these videos. Okay, let's dive in.
Cat Williams wasn't just dropping jokes when he warned us about this. The man's been sounding the alarm for years while most of us were busy scrolling through memes or trying to get through TSA without losing our shoes. The government is slowly, deliberately creeping towards 24/7 monitoring of every move you make. And this Real ID is the Trojan horse they're sneaking through the front door. You see, the government is dressed up in their finest security-first costume, preaching safety and fraud prevention like it's gospel. The United States Secretary of Homeland Security, Kristi Noem, pops up on your screen saying, "Get your Real ID by May 7th or you're grounded. No flying, no federal buildings, no nothing." Sounds official, right? But peel back that shiny layer and what do you find? A system designed to watch you like a hawk, tracking your flights, bank transactions, locations, and even linking your face to a massive digital file. But wait, why now? Why after nearly 2 decades since the Real ID Act was introduced in 2005? Here's the kicker. If this was truly about safety, post 9/11, wouldn't it have been implemented ages ago? Instead, it's been delayed more times than Rihanna's album release dates, which, let's be honest, is a lot. So why the sudden urgency now? Because the technology to track you like a sci-fi villain finally caught up with the government's plans. And it's not just about showing a fancier ID at the airport. The Real ID is the first domino in a chilling cascade. Face scans, iris scans, chip implants, and eventually, who knows, maybe even DNA linked to your ID. The system is quietly building a digital cage where your freedom is nothing more than an illusion wrapped in a plastic card with a gold star. Think about it. Today you have the choice to get a Real ID. Tomorrow, no Real ID means no flight, no entry, no access. That's not freedom. That's digital slavery dressed up as patriotism. And the government's sales pitch? It's a classic power play. Do it for your safety, they say, while quietly shifting power from states to the federal level, consolidating control like a puppet master pulling strings. Remember the Patriot Act? Post 9/11, it gave the government unprecedented powers under the guise of protecting us. The same playbook is being dusted off for Real ID, trading liberty for security, fear for control. This isn't about safety, it's about surveillance. It's about watching us inside airports, federal buildings, and eventing.
Let's talk about Real ID.
Real ID.
Real ID.
Real ID.
Real ID.
And it is a federalized identification system that everyone in the nation will have to have in order to fly domestically. They've been trying to pass this since the 80s. In China, they had already passed a nationwide identification system. So everyone has something very similar to the Real ID in China. The next step was the social credit score. They gave like a list of things that happens to lower your credit score. So court rulings, so like refusing to pay debts, criminal convictions, traffic violations. So I saw one thing, jaywalking can ruin your social credit score.
And those cameras catch it all too.
Everything. Then unpaid taxes or fines. If your credit score gets lowered, that bans you from flying on a plane, a train, sometimes even a bus. Keeps you from enrolling your children in private schools, applying for certain jobs or promotion. They can slow down your internet speed. Just little inconveniences to make your life miserable. They literally have like a LED screen board like in this one city, and they just display faces and names like this person jaywalked, like they're just a terrible person, and like it's like public shaming.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Why the did they wait until we got grown to make everything so complicated? What do you mean I have until May 7th to get a Real ID? Like, what do you mean? I can't use my driver's license. me.
What is this Real ID Act? Now, it's important to note here that just like the Patriot Act, this is something that was actually enacted in response to the 9/11 attacks. And we have already seen throughout the last couple of years the way the Patriot Act has been misused outside of its intended scope. For me, this should already be the writing on the wall of why we should be so concerned about this act. The provisions were actually originally intended to take place as far back as 2008, but like I mentioned, there has been widespread opposition from all of the states. As such, we've seen repeated extensions granted. Now, it wasn't until 2020 that all of the states were finally deemed compliant, and then 2024, all of the territories were also deemed compliant as well. This brings us today to present times, and the rollout for Real ID is taking place literally right now. If you're watching this video as it launches or within a few days of it, the Real ID mandate is actually officially rolling out between May 5th to May 7th of 2025. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna watch a video from Christy Nome. She is...
All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. This was a quick one on my end, but that's been it from me today. I hope to see you next time. I hope that you learned something. Let me know in the comment section. You can follow me on all my social media platforms at Janita Maaya. And you can check out my website at Janita Maaya. You can support the channel, super chat, buy the merch, subscribe, do all the nice things, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.